Alright, it is almost time here. 6:28. Currently looking at the Nasdaq. Oh, that was an ugly yawn. We want to see what we got going on. Support and resistance. Where we're topping here. And where we could possibly go. We're trying to catch the bottom. Broke through that there. This is still our high. Try my macro levels out first. She'll probably get a raise 20 times. Let's reach. But for now, just get some ideas. Where price could go. Where it could shoot up to. What areas I'm looking for movement in. This is definitely one of and raw. This is the open here. Let's see. Pop it, we just start to. This is a possible area that this could get on. We keep pushing through it. We'll know. See a pullback already starting to happen in that area. Candles pretty big to just liquidating everybody at the top of this. It was a clear area for my style to catch. I don't know if it's going to come all the way down off of that or what, but it's a pretty obvious area. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to play out. Came right off this trend line there, so, and it can do that. It can do that the whole way up. So, you don't necessarily want to slam right into that. I'm gonna start adjusting it a little bit. Not sure what I count. I have it's my 25. Switch to 2000 counts. Thank you. I'm gonna take that short there. Supposed to rip back up on me. And I'll take the 120 off right now. I got in late. Should have been getting in right about here. So, it was gonna retrace back up. I didn't necessarily get caught. So far, it would have from where we got in to where got in here and it went down here. So it was 30 points. Which is pretty good. So coming off this bottom here. I'm gonna mark it. This is where I was supposed to get out. Hmm, Let's text. What? Huh, look at that. Telling you, if I would hold longer, I would crash. So I'm gonna work on that this morning. Kind of holding my trades. Going to stop break even a little early. Like now, this turned into where I got in, or should have gone in right here to 64 point massacre. So now that we're breaking like that, I'm actually going to be looking for this area to be hit. It's being hit now, and as weird as it sounds, depending on how we depending on how we come into this thing, I will long out of here. Unless we just flush straight through it. Obviously, it's not gonna work for me. But we do have this bigger area marked down here. But right now we are. So we came right off that section. Uh, it's a little. This is a little far away. Sorry, I'm thinking in my head and talking. It's not making any sense. What I'm saying is that we're inside this area, but this break of this trend line is a little bit far away from this area. So I would like to see it. I don't know, somewhere closer down here. But we might not get that, so we might miss the trade. A lot of times these are really, really good trades. We've already tested it and came down, so now we're retesting that. This distance though is only 15 points, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this here. Yeah, yeah. There's another 500. That's nice. So this one I didn't want to hold that because we're technically, yeah, we got the shoot up and we broke all these levels. The shoot up, where the hell that is. We got the push up, but we're still, like, you can clearly see that we're in a downtrend. So taking along against this. Um, I was just looking for the quick, you know what I mean, a quick pop. I'm not looking for a full run up. Now this area down here, definitely looking for a run, right? Back up. But as you can see, the difference between this box and this box in size, there's a lot of room for error. This one, not so much. Like if we would have, if we would have just like powered through this thing, then it would immediately invalidate what I was trying to do. But the fact that we got a little stall here, we got a little break, and this pop, a lot of people won't see this. This pop right here is the 50% of this move. So where I got out was absolutely 100% correct. If now to flip this and say that we were in fact in an uptrend, then this would have been my target, and this would have just been a normal pullback coming from something that looked like this, eh, try something like that, and then we would be trying to push back, right? So, however, that's not the case. We're in a downtrend, so I'm not going to press against all the people that are selling. I did a little bit, and yes, I some of my losses can be significant, and for me, significant is like 200-300 bucks. Because I'll get in, won't set my stop on time, and it'll do some kind of weird flash down or whatever it is. So now I'm just gonna follow that, and people are gunning for these lows. I am no longer gunning for these lows. I'm actually, for this break, I'm gunning for this low down. That's the weirdest. Oh. Now we haven't fully, if you notice, we haven't fully broken. We broke under a tiny bit. I don't really consider that to be a significant break. Not significant enough for me to start going against this. And the 15 minute, if you notice, it's not. Even the five close, 15 minute is pulling right off this area. So would I try this trade again? I don't know. Probably. But look at what's trend lining. What should be happening though is that since we broke under that level, we're setting a new level, and if we broke further under, like say we broke down, I'm already looking because we broke a little bit under this box that I have drawn. But if we broke and we held somewhere down here, I'd be looking for short into one of these boxes here. So get some support off this bottom. So it's gonna do a little bit more of this video. I think I'm up, yeah, $703. Oh, this is a 50,000 accounts. I have 25 on the pass. So, mhm. So at this point, this is invalidated. You will see probably this come up into this level again, but I don't necessarily follow that too much. Now on the 15, we still have a minute and 58 seconds to close. So on the 15 minute, this thing can really come all the way back and start to trail back up, right? Leave a nice wick. At that point, I'm still short bias until we start breaking all these levels. So that's where that's where things get really tricky. Like right now, things aren't very tricky. We can always get into a trade and then have it just blow up against us, but um, it's clearly going down. Right, minute 8 on 15. What I want to see at this point is we're either gonna give out right here, or the best trade for me is this one up top. But as you can see, we might be. I'm not gonna trade this. I'm just gonna mark it. Oh, the 50% that we got in here, and it turned around and started flushing back down. So very simple read. I'm not gonna trade the 50. I used to trade it nonstop, but 24 seconds left on the 15-minute chart. So at this point, I'm very convinced that we're gonna gun for this box down here, and I want to try to get in, but I cannot. If it starts to just drop off, there's nowhere for me to get in, so I just have to eat it and watch it happen. There's nothing for me to do. Um, Candles like this, and if you can see this staircase, uh, so as long as it closes under this area, I can validate this trade right here. Uh, will it work? I don't know. But coming back into this 50 range, so we could get stopped here on price. Um, and have prices come come right back down. Not stopped out, but I mean price can just come up top and then turn back down. As you can see this happening, we are staircasing um, for the most part. We're looking for that, right? Very visible. So we've now closed on the 15. Few things can happen here. First scenario is that and you'll see me continuously draw these out. First scenario, price guns all the way back up for these highs. That happens more times than not. Second scenario, price ends up. Price guns for the center of this move, trying to bring it back to an equal level. The other scenario here is that price is too weak to make it past this last level of created defense here. So there's resistance here, and resistance here. If we start just hammering through all of this, again, it's going to invalidate like what I'm trying to do. So I just have to. But you're going to lose your trades mainly in things like that, in shifts of the market, right? It's like we caught a really nice shift right out. It was very clear. We went short here and then we went long here. And the reason why I didn't hold this is because we were in a downtrend from the left. So I wasn't going to hold along. I definitely could have held my short this afternoon yesterday as well. And so it looks like it's playing off the 50 pretty well. And so I might end up actually just momentum trading this down. Just don't want it to, yeah, I don't want it to do that while I'm trying to take a trade off the low. Okay, I'm going to try this here. Yeah. There's another 150 added. I really think that we're gunning for this level, but I'll tell you what, some of the worst trading days I've had is when I get it stuck in my mind that we're gonna make it to an area because I'll start putting a lot of attention and effort into that one direction, and then I go completely biased towards the short side. While it starts doing weird things, I miss them because my mind is locked in on where I think the price is. So it's good to kind of sit and be like, hey, you know what? Uh, yeah, I think the price is gonna make it here. Obviously, it's showing me that it's gonna make it there, but I don't really right this thing. Um, it can do whatever it wants. So basically, this was not my style setup, but it is a momentum trade. We wicked into a level multiple times, which is the 50% here, showing me that, sorry, this is the first wick into 50 right here, this one, um, and then it actually did do a setup of mine, which is my box hit. I just didn't have it drawn. So the trade, if I was to trade that, not the way I traded it, like my actual setup, it would have looked something like this. This is my box, and this is, so my trade would have actually not been down here, it would have been right here on the break of that trend line. So then we have this nice little run back up here. So this area is valid. We'll see if we just keep running up here. If we do, this is where it can get a little tricky. There's that box that I have drawn. Alright, see what happens. Good flush from here. Yeah, okay. Same scenarios we had up here, right? This came up, ended up bouncing off, came down, bounced off, came up, and then that's when we were going short. So curious to see what happens in this area here. Again, uh, I want my trade to be closer to the box. As of right now, we got a lot of power going to the upside. Let's see if I'm missing anything. So we have lows on the 15. I'll mark them on my other chart here. So 15-minute is holding these lows. Dropped way below, so it didn't liquidate. I don't know if that's the Asia. No, that's a few days ago. One, two, three. It's 3 sessions. There we go. If we close over this box, it's invalidated. We start to drop back under. There's more. Now I'm still short bias here, right? I'm just gonna look at everything for what it is. Find my center here. Okay, so my actual 50% range is here. This is probably one of the most important areas right now for me if I was looking to go short. But I'm not gonna pass up the opportunity if I get it to go short on one of these areas. Looks like this is invalidated. Erase it. Oops. I'm gonna leave. Get off the short there. This pops up. Yeah. Let this one come down a little bit. May stop me out. Oh, that was another 300 and something. I just didn't get out of it in time. Mm, man, sometimes that's not break even or 13. But I didn't want to risk. You should be risking the highs if this was MNQ. Even at like 4 or 5 contracts on MNQ right there, you could be risking the highs, right? Um, when it is the NQ, I've been working and practicing on just risking the trend line, just risking this line. So um, again, we ended up getting out right here, got in here. We could have got out down there, which this is actually wasn't a hit yet. But anyways, let's restructure this. I'm going to get. So this was a nice play. There's just nothing like people are going long right here, and I understand the bottom, but like we already broke through the bottom. We're pulling off of the 15, wicking, but like why is this even? Why do people go long here? Like what? Why? For what? Like people just jumped in and were like, hey, this is where I'm gonna go. Like it doesn't make so. If we're over the highs, um, this is again. There you go. It's just I even said I was gonna work on holding my trade. Just didn't want to risk. I don't want to risk that much. What was the entry point? I sold here, 29 to 54. No, no, that's it's only 300. Yeah, that's a little less. Yeah, less, less. Move this over. This is interesting. This so now that we have this, right? Obviously, we wouldn't have this without this. People pushing up like that. Um, but this makes more sense. Reactions happening because there's something to react off. Don't think I'm missing anything. But, people are just There is a bunch of lows. If you look on the 15 to the left, there's a bunch of lows. People are just sitting in there with their buy orders, lows, 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 and they're protecting this area. So I mean, I get that. Yes. Uh, Nice push. This is now gonna kind of be, not to say that it won't come down, not to say that it won't, but our trade is, it's not as comfortable, right? This but the reason why it's not as comfortable is because if this area was that strong, then if and then statements, then why did this not break, right? Looks like it's coming down, but um, if I would have got 2 candles up here, this one, another one up here, and then we started to break out and try to definitely. Um, but again, it's that question of why, like why did we come off so strong downside and then pull right back? That's a That's the question. And then we're retesting it, so now I think that we're gonna break it. And if this again, if we were in, if this chunk right here was moved to this box and this was happening down here, I would be looking for those. There's not enough. I don't trade tops and bottoms. I'm actually trading before the top, before the bottom. So looking at the 1 hour 15 chart, this is not like I would have traded this, and I would have maybe traded this. But right now, there's nothing for me to trade. I think that we're gonna gun for this section up here, and maybe even turn around. If we get weird in this area still, I'll go for it. Assume that we're gonna break, but I'm only gonna record a little bit longer. Yeah, caught a bunch of people. 43 seconds. See, I think it's raining. If we close above this area, it's invalidated, even though we haven't broke the top to the left. Still invalidated because I'm not trying to trade the top. I want to see price. It is not raining. I want to see price react before the top. That means there's a lot of strength and there's people guarding it before it gets to that level. So, highly interested in this level that I want up here though. This is our bottom that we're coming off of. Have that drawn out. I'm gonna go ahead and take this low here, but I'm watching this level. I don't touch that. Move down. There's a part of me that says if we're gonna make it to this level here, then why wouldn't we just make it to the top over there? But the basis of this section, yeah, is gonna be this. Yeah, we're gonna get tricky here. It's gonna get tricky on me. Might have to leave this one alone. We have two levels that this can run into. We have this higher level, and then so this is actually what yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's watch for the reaction. Go for the short if it presents itself. Right? Have to. We have to. Well, we don't have to. We want to. 15 did have a pretty nice pull off the bottom. But I'm going to zoom in here. This is where you can lose all of your that you've made for the day. Don't like the fact that it closed into it like that. I'm going to move this along the edge, not the wick. Remember, this is a 50% area here. Just wondering if we're gonna land somewhere up here instead. Yeah, we might get handled on this. We're gonna try it. Yeah. Don't want it coming back over. Eh, eh. Ah, had a feeling. Had a feeling. I'm gonna go again though. If this is gonna blow up, I need it to blow up right now. So I don't press this. Yeah. I need to start flushing pretty quick here. That's not a big enough flush for me. Gosh, dang it. It's playing me. Going again. Last time. Last try. Gotta take that. Because I just lost twice. So, unfortunately, this is this is retarded because if this just flushes down, I would have made all of that back plus. But two two attempts in this area was quite enough right now. And if it didn't flush off of that, then it's having trouble at the top. But watch this top break. So what it's doing is it's sucking a bunch of people in, doing what I'm doing. Obviously, you see sellers, 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 and then they're buying it right back up. Um, I think that we're going to go higher, and then we might drop off. But oh man, uh, it's holding this section, so I don't. I know that there's a huge chance that this area could give out, but there's another side of me right now that's thinking if this area was going to give out, why didn't it give out already? So we've now moved into the second part, which is why I said it was tricky because there was a two-part play here. There was one section lower and then another right on top of it stacked. So because of that, I'm unsure on which area was going to give out if it was. So it looks like we kind of hit there, which going into that, I said this is where we could lose a lot of money. I think we ended up out of these two exchanges, I lost 60 bucks. So, oh, it was three trades, not two. So now we're kind of invalidating this, and that was also what I was saying. Like, hey, if we're gonna make it here, why wouldn't we make it here, right? Um, so still short bias. So we closed over that. So I think that we're gonna invalidate this area now. Just good. I'm gonna invalidate that. It's gone. Just gonna follow this up. Tricky. It's making me want to push the sell button. I think there's a good chance that we land right down here if we come off the top. But it's gonna sit tight, I guess, because we're in no man's land now. So this closed over. That's validated, right? See if we push right through this thing, or if we push right through, then like I said, then my bias is now, we could be visiting this top here. We push through. My bias is now is long. Believe it or not, I'm not long bias yet. Okay, I would have to see this 15-minute like break. Um, Tons of people obviously are long here because that's it's going up, right? But I'm still going short, and that can hurt me. Or me going against everyone else could do some kind of beneficial stuff. Don't want to see it back over this level. Okay. I didn't want to see it back over that level. It was a good out there. I think I'm gonna try one more short in this level, and then I have to do this one. I mean, if it does this, then yeah, all right. Stronger than I thought. I don't want to get blown up on. Don't. Got resistance at the top there. Okay. If we stay in here, okay. Took me out a little bit. I don't know if I wanted to get out of there. I was just adjusting, but did took me out a little bit. So if we pop off of this, yeah, let's watch this, see what this candle does here. The reason why I didn't get in up here is because this candle opened like that. It opened past this. I like to see it break. Little chunks here because I'm unsure. I can miss this big move. This is the kind of trade that I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to take out of here, but it looks like I botched it a little bit with this going stop break even. I didn't think that I was going to come back up. We'll see. This might shoot back up, and I save myself. In order for me to replay this, I'd have to get another play at the top. So I would do the same thing, but on a micro level. So as this is happening, see this box that's drawn. I can either take the trade straight out of that box, thinking that we're going to go back down, which is a guess, or I can wait and see if we get some kind of confirmation. Because if we blow right over this box, right? See, we're pushing, pushing. Not a lot of strength. So if we hold here, we have this high that's holding. I can try another short. I don't like that build up right here though. So my short would probably only be down to here. It looks like the way that it's moving, we might break right over this. Have to get my stop into place really quick. So it's gonna open on the other side of my trend. Two, one, push. Yeah, it's kind of building up. I'm gonna try it. We'll take that off. This spot right here is where I'm expecting this to pop from. If we're going long, it's gonna pop from here. Feels good. There's another $220 trade. Up 981 for the morning. This, yeah, 981 down. It won't let me draw on that. But anyways, right fucking there, 981. And I'm gonna call it quits on this account and my recording. I might trade my other two accounts, but yeah, two shabs, huh? Cool. I like that. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it.